Leaders from across Southeast Asia are attending the 47th ASEAN Summit. The theme this year is inclusivity and sustainability, a signal that this is not just another regional talkfest, but a summit with serious stakes. One of the major outcomes of the summit has been Brazil-US deal. Brazilian President Lula da Silva and US President Trump held a positive meeting at the summit, agreeing to immediately discuss tariffs and trade tensions between the two countries. This is a crucial moment for ASEAN, a bloc that's gaining economic and geopolitical weight. Leaders from all 10 member states are present. The summit also saw major powers, including the United States, China and India, addressing the summit virtually. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had this to say.
आसियान भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी का मुख्य स्तंभ है। भारत सदैव आसियान सेंट्रलिटी और इंडो पैसिफिक पर आसियान के आउटलुक का पूर्ण समर्थन करता रहा है।
Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said that he is pleased on behalf of ASEAN on their deliberations and collaboration with India. He added the country's ASEAN-India Plan of Action 2026-2030 and want to conclude India-ASEAN trade and goods agreement by this year.
ASEAN-India dialogue relations for us remain a force for stability, for mutual prosperity, and with your strides in economic advancement in various fields, I'm sure it will be beneficial both to India and ASEAN.
The President of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., at India-ASEAN Summit said India has a lot to offer to ASEAN. He added that the Philippines may turn their gaze to India to provide solutions. In a message on South China Sea, he thanked Prime Minister Modi for India's consistent support for international law and rule of law.
India has a lot to offer to ASEAN as a region. As a committed dialogue partner that recognizes ASEAN's centrality through its Act East policy, which stresses ASEAN as a core pillar of its engagement, we may also turn our gaze to India for solutions to our common concerns.
ASEAN has unveiled a 5-year roadmap to deepen regional integration, pushing for freer trade, faster cross-border business, and a stronger collective voice on the global stage. But make no mistake, this summit is also a geopolitical tug of war. Washington has signed a string of trade and critical minerals deals with regional partners. President Trump signed bilateral pacts with countries like Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia.
My message to the nations of Southeast Asia is that the United States is with you 100%. And we intend to be a strong partner and friend for many generations to come. 1 year ago, we were in a different position, but now we're in the best position we've ever been. And I really do. I say it's the golden age of America, the golden age of the United States. Together we'll create incredible prosperity for the nations on both sides of the Pacific Ocean and to seize new opportunities for all of our people.
Washington's new deals have triggered a wave of reactions. China has held high-level talks of its own, claiming broad consensus with the U.S. on key economic issues. In the middle of this power play, ASEAN leaders are drawing a red line, insisting that any deals with big powers must not come at the cost of other member states. In other words, they want to be players, not pawns. And a big milestone today, East Timor, Asia's youngest nation, formally joined ASEAN as its 11th member. This is a historic step, a message of expansion, inclusion and growing regional weight. ASEAN is made up of 10 members: Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. Thailand and Cambodia signed a ceasefire deal during the ASEAN summit following a bloody border dispute in July that killed more than 40 people and forced around 300,000 people to flee their homes. President Trump and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim co-signed the agreement. East Timor's entry also opens new trade and infrastructure opportunities across the region. Security is also front and center. Leaders have called for a broader ceasefire and dialogue in Myanmar, pushing the junta to engage with opposition groups. It's a rare, stronger stand, showing ASEAN's readiness to deal with tough internal conflicts. From a wider lens, this summit matters far beyond Southeast Asia. For India and other regional players, ASEAN is fast becoming the strategic ground zero of the US-China rivalry and a crucial node in future trade, supply chains and diplomatic alignments. And to sum it all up, this ASEAN summit is about power, partnership and a new regional identity. We also spoke to several experts on the ASEAN summit, its significance and ramifications of some of the key developments, and here's what they told us.
What problems or successes ASEAN has within itself is not so germane to what India can do with ASEAN, because that is a wider issue. Yes, the centrality and unity of ASEAN is important. But at this summit, they have shown some positive signs. They have finally admitted Timor-Leste as the 11th member. They have signed a digital economy framework, and they are looking at many other things to do. But at the same time, they are not able to solve the problem of Myanmar, but they seem to have successfully, with the help of President Trump, looked at putting a ceasefire for Thailand and Cambodia.
Many people who are watching these talks between China and the US are not surprised by this outcome. It is widely known that when leaders get together for summit meetings, they usually want to sign some sort of agreement. So what we have is a framework that was trashed out in Kuala Lumpur. Now it's up to the leaders, President Xi Jinping and President Trump, to agree to the framework, basically to try to come to some sort of a trade deal between the US and China. I think most people understand that this trade deal is really, really important, not only for those two countries, but for the trade of the whole world.